Let's take a look at this interesting probability problem. A factory has two machines, A and B. Machine A produces 60% of the items, while machine B produces 40%. 2% of the items produced by machine A are defective, while 3% of the items produced by machine B are defective. If a randomly selected item is found to be defective, what is the probability it was produced by machine B? At first glance, this problem might feel a little intimidating, right? We're asked to figure out something that's not immediately clear, like what's the chance the defective item came from machine B, based on the overall defect rates? It sounds like a complicated puzzle, but this is where Bayes' theorem comes to the rescue. Bayes' theorem is a fundamental tool in probability, developed by the statistician Thomas Bayes. It helps us figure out the probability of a certain cause when we already know the effect. Essentially, it allows us to reverse our reasoning. Instead of asking what effect a cause produces, we're asking which cause is most likely responsible for a known effect. This is incredibly useful when you have multiple possible explanations, like two machines producing defective items, and you want to narrow down the likelihood of each. In our case, Bayes' theorem will help us determine the probability that the defective item came from machine B, even though both machines are producing defective items at different rates. Now, to spot a problem where Bayes' theorem applies, look for situations where you're given multiple possible causes, in this case, machine A and machine B. Each cause has a probability of producing a certain result, here, defective items. You're asked to find the probability of one of the causes given that the outcome has already occurred, i.e., given that an item is defective. What's the probability it came from machine B? Now, let's take a look at the formula for Bayes' theorem before applying it to our problem. This is the probability of event B happening given that event A has occurred. This here is the probability of event A happening given that event B is true. Then we multiply it by the prior probability of event B happening and divide everything by the total probability of event A happening. Now let's apply it to our problem. It may be easier to understand if we change a bit the variables, so we let D be the event that an item is defective, and let B be the event that the item came from machine B. I know assigning variables and figuring out what goes where can be a little tricky at first, but here's a simple technique. First, look carefully at what's being asked. In this case, we're asked to find the probability that an item came from machine B, given that it's defective. So we need to use probability of B given D as the left-hand side of the equation. Now, swap the variables for the right side of the equation. This means that the probability of the item being defective, given that it came from machine B, goes in the numerator. Now observe that this term has two variables. The probability of whatever is on the right side should be multiplied on this term, and the probability of whatever is on the left side should be the denominator. And that's it. You can use this technique to any problem involving Bayes' theorem to not get confused. Now let's plug in the numbers from the problem. The probability of the item being defective, given that it came from machine B, is 0.03, since 3% of machine B's items are defective. The probability of B is 0.4, because machine B produces 40% of all items. Now the total probability of getting a defective item is something that we need to solve first. And here's how. In order to get a defective item, it should come from machine A and it must be defective, or it is from machine B and defective. To write it mathematically, just simply remember that the word "and" means we multiply, and the word "or" means we add. So the probability of getting a defective item becomes 0.6, since machine A produces 60% of the items, multiplied by 0.02, since 2% of the items produced by machine A are defective, plus 0.4, since machine B produces 40% of the items, multiplied by 0.03, since 3% of the items produced by machine B are defective. This gives us 0.024. Substituting everything into the formula will give us the probability that the defective item was produced by machine B is equal to 0.03 times 0.4 all over 0.024, which is equal to 0.5 or 50%. And that's how you use the Bayes theorem to solve this problem. How about we solve another one to really understand this topic? A software company has two teams, Team A and Team B. Team A completes 60% of projects, and Team B completes 40%. Team A has a 90% success rate, and Team B has an 80% success rate. If a project is successful, what is the probability it was completed by Team B? We'll use Bayes' theorem again to solve this. And just like before, it helps to change the variables a bit for clarity. Let S be the event that a project is successful, and let B be the event that the project was completed by Team B. Now, just like we did in the previous problem, the first step is to look closely at what the problem is asking. Here, we're asked to find the probability that a project was completed by Team B, given that the project was successful. So that will be probability of B given S. Now, as before, we swap the variables for the right side of the equation. So the probability of success given that Team B completed the project will go into the numerator. Now observe that this term has two variables. The probability of whatever is on the right side should be multiplied on this term, and the probability of whatever is on the left side should be the denominator. Now let's plug in the numbers from the problem. Here, the probability of S given B is 0.8 since Team B has an 80% success rate. The probability of B is 0.4 because Team B completes 40% of all projects. We can figure out the probability of S, the total probability of any project being successful, by considering the two ways it can happen. It can come from Team A and be successful, or it can come from Team B and be successful. Remember, whenever we see the word and, we multiply, and whenever we see or, we add. So the total probability of success becomes probability of A, which is 0.6, because Team A completes 60% of projects, multiplied by the probability of S given A, which is equal to 0.9, since Team A has a 90% success rate, plus the probability B, which is 0.4, multiplied by the probability of S given B, which is 0.8 as mentioned earlier. This gives us 0.86 or 86%. Now, if we substitute this value to the main formula, we will get 0.372, or the probability that the successful project was completed by Team B is approximately 37.2%. As easy as that. Now let's crank up and answer this last problem. In a certain city, 30% of the population has a certain disease. A test for the disease is 90% accurate, true positive rate, and has a 10% false positive rate. If a person tests positive, what is the probability that they actually have the disease? We'll use Bayes' theorem again to solve this. And just like before, let's break down the variables to make things easier to follow. Let D be the event that a person has the disease, and let T be the event that a person tests positive. Now, the problem is asking us to find the probability that a person actually has the disease, given that they tested positive. So that's probability of D given T. Just like we did earlier, we'll swap the variables for the right-hand side of the equation. This means the probability of testing positive, given that a person has the disease, will go in the numerator. This is the true positive rate, which is 90% or 0.9. Now, as before, the probability of whatever is on the right side should be multiplied on this term. So we multiply this by the probability of having the disease, which is 30%, or 0.3. Now for the denominator, we need the total probability of testing positive, which includes both true positives and false positives. So we have two possibilities. A person tests positive and they have the disease, or a person tests positive and they do not have the disease, which is false positive. So for the total probability of testing positive, we use the same rule. Whenever we see and, we multiply. And whenever we see or, we add. First, let's calculate the probability that a person tests positive and actually has the disease. That's the probability of having the disease, which is 0.3, multiplied by the true positive rate, which is 0.9. This gives us 0.27. Next, let's calculate the probability that a person tests positive and does not have the disease. That's the probability of not having the disease, which is 1 minus 0.3 or 0.7. Multiply this by the false positive rate, which is 0.1. This gives us 0.07. Now, adding both probabilities together. 0.27 plus 0.07 gives us 0.34, or 34%. This is the total probability of testing positive. Now, substitute everything into the main formula. We have 0.9 multiplied by 0.3, all over 0.34. This gives us approximately 0.794, or 79.4%. So, if a person tests positive, there's approximately a 79.4% chance that they actually have the disease. Alright, I think these examples are enough for you to have good grasp about the Bayes' theorem. To wrap up, Bayes' theorem helps us calculate the probability of an event based on prior conditions. It's most useful when determining probabilities with new information, especially when you see phrases like, given that. Just remember to assign your variables carefully and focus on what the problem is asking. If you enjoyed this deep dive into probability, be sure to check out the other videos in our probability series. Thanks for watching, and good luck on your exam.